well, we've got a group chat going, so we're always messaging each other.
So the group chat is still alive?
It's still
and well.
lit, yeah. There's still a lot going on in there, so we message back and forth with advice. I had like my first kind of like solo dinner thing the other week, and I messaged the girls. I was like, "How do I do this?" Just because, again, you get so used to relying on each other, and they were like, "Girl, you've got this."
Hey friends, it's Emily Curl here at our iHeartRadio headquarters in New York City, and today we're joined by the artist Jade. Can we give it up for Jade in our studios? Stop! We're so excited to have you.
Thank you.
This is a big day. This is great. You're here. You have new music. It's happening.
I know. I'm so excited to be here and like be back in America, be in New York. Be here, yeah.
How does it feel like, being back in New York, back in the city, back on the grind?
It feels right. It feels correct. I don't know. I've waited a long time to, have my music ready to be able to do this again. And now that I'm doing it, I'm like, I've missed this.
Yeah. Well, we are so excited. Like I said, new single, Angel of My Dreams, which this is the best part of our job. We get to listen to the music beforehand.
Oh my gosh.
I went in, I was like, okay, this is the first single. I was prepared. And it was everything. And it was so unexpected, but yet like it felt like you in this new era. Tell me about the single.
Oh, that's so lovely, thank you. So Angel of My Dreams is my first single. I wrote it like over a year ago. And I wanted it to feel, I've been describing it as like a pop punch to the face.
Oh, I love that.
Just because it's such a chaotic hyper pop song, and I did that intentionally. The song is basically about my kind of love-hate relationship with the music industry over the years. I've been doing this for a while now, so I have a lot to say about that. So it's kind of, like a love letter to the industry, like squashed into this 3.5-minute chaotic pop song.
Wow, and the backstory is so interesting. I want to dive into that a little bit because obviously we've got to see your journey unfold on the X Factor in Little Mix. And, from the beginning, you're starting as this young singer who didn't necessarily want to be in a group. Then you go on to be in one of the biggest, most successful girl groups of all time.
Yeah.
Do you think that Jade from 12 years ago would have ever thought that she would be here to get to release her solo music and have this solo career moment?
It's crazy. I think, when I first got told about the idea of being in a girl band, because I was only 18 at the time, I pictured, the Pussycat Dolls, who I adore as a girl band, but I was there in my braces and bow ties, and I was thinking, I'm not sexy enough to be put in a girl band. And I don't know, I'd had a tough time at school with girls and stuff, so I thought, in my mind I was worried that I was going to be bitchy or I wouldn't fit in, and so that was why my initial reaction was oh no, please don't put me in a girl band. But then the minute I saw the girls and we got put together, I don't know, man, something just clicked, and I knew it was special, and I knew it was going to be big, but maybe I didn't realise it was going to be as big as it was.
The level that it was.
Yeah. So I knew eventually I would probably end up doing my own music, but I was so obsessed with Little Mix that I genuinely loved being a part of that.
Yeah, and you can tell. I mean, and it's so interesting because going back to the actual music release of it all, after being announced as the winners of X Factor, your first digital download is released, Damien Rice's Cannonball, Beyonce's End of Time.
God, that's a throwback.
It's a throwback.
I don't think anyone wants to hear that cover ever again, to be honest.
And then you have your debut single, Wings. Yeah. So you got to experience the excitement of releasing these things, having these things out. How does it compare to you now as a solo artist? You almost get to have these first experiences of releasing this first single. Yeah. Does it compare? Is it similar? What is that energy like?
God, I don't know. I feel like it is starting again, essentially. And I feel like I have that same bubbling butterfly feeling that I did with Wings, where you've got a special song. Maybe on my own now, it's I wouldn't say more special, but obviously the concept is very personal to me. And it's my baby that I've written and I'm really proud of. So it's hard to compare the two, to be honest. But I always do think that Wings was a special debut for a girl band. It was the perfect introduction into the music industry, and hopefully this is the perfect introduction into the Jade world.
Into the Jade world. Ooh,
yeah.
Okay. How would you describe the world of Jade?
I think the world of Jade is main pop girly. I think it's chaos. I think it's vulnerable. I'd say the kind of main themes on the album are my experiences in the industry, also like falling in love, and just my own battles like with myself. I wanted this record to literally sound like I'm finding myself. I want the fans to understand and hear that experimentation on the album, starting with Angel of My Dreams.
Wow.
Yeah.
And was this your first time like going into a studio, having full creative control, just like seeing what was like flowing out of you calling the shots, trusting your instincts?
I think so. I mean, in the band, like I loved to write, so you know we were very much like manning the ship in that sense. But I think on my own it's different because, yeah, it's just about you. It's about your experiences, and you can push the boundaries more. You know, you can do whatever you want, and you know, thankfully the label were great for that. They were just like, go away and write. When it's ready, it's ready.
Oh, wow.
They very much like let me have that creative freedom, which was really important for me. Yeah, I've tried so many different styles and genres to land on this.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. What about what collaborators were you working with?
So I'd say the main producer on the album is Mike Sabbath. He did like the Ray record. We wrote a song called Wasabi like years ago. Justice for Wasabi.
We had Wasabi queued up. That's
really?
It's one of my favorites. I think
Listen,
actually is my favorite Little Big song. It's
Same
so
hun.
good.
Definitely
Really?
in the top
That's your
3.
favorite?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we did that together. So I knew he was gonna deliver for this record. So I actually hadn't written with him for a while, like for years. And then we got in the studio, and literally the first day we wrote Angel.
The first day.
Yeah, of writing together. So it was pretty special. So he's on the album a lot. I've written with Ray. I love her. As we know, she's like one of the best artists ever of our generation. Tavelo, and producer-wise, Circuit, who's, you know, he did like Unholy with Sam Smith. He's done a lot with The Weeknd. Yeah, like just bangers. So it was important as well, I think, to like push myself and challenge myself to work with new people. Because I think within the band, you get so used to like the same formula, the same people. So I was like forcing myself to go in new rooms, especially in the US and in LA, and be like, hey.
Just grow with you. Like that meme. How y'all doing?
How y'all doing? Yeah, literally. And, you know, and have to believe in myself and be like, no, I can do this. I can go in these rooms with these huge writers and producers and command the room and be like, this is what my sound is.
Oh, interesting. So it was a lot of just being able to believe in yourself, to be like, I should belong in this room. I can be a solo artist.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Because, you know, you rely on each other a lot in a band. Like, you have each other there constantly. So you don't really make as much effort with, like, new people. Because you know you've just got each other. So on my own, I literally would go into these like sessions, and like beforehand, I'd go on the toilet and look in the mirror and be like, "You can do this."
The hype up speech in the mirror.
I'd be like, "You've got this, girl. Like you deserve this, and you're gonna smash it." And that sort of manifestation, I think, is really important because, you know, if you want to expect everyone else to believe in your music, you have to believe in it first. And I'm really, really proud of this.
Oh, it's so incredible. I mean, we've heard the first single. I can't wait to hear the whole project too.
No, I want to play you more stuff.
No, I know. I want to hear the whole thing. I love it. You mentioned the other members, and they have also, you know, released their own solo music. Did they give you any advice going into this chapter? Things to do, to not do? Anything that they've learned from their own?
Yeah, I think, well, we've got a group chat going, so we're always messaging each other.
So
like,
the group chat is still alive?
Oh, it's still
lit,
yeah. There's still a lot going on in there, so we message back and forth with advice. I had, like, my first kind of, like, solo dinner thing the other week, and I messaged the girls, I was like, how do I do this? Just because, again, you get so used to relying on each other, and they were like, girl, you've got this. And one of the main things they said is to just stay, like, true to yourself and your sound, to do exactly what you want to do. Don't let anyone else kind of like seep in to your, you know, your vibe of what you want to be creating. So you can do it with chest and produce music that you,
feel really
that you feel proud of, whatever happens. So yeah, that's kind of the main advice they've given me. And we just egg each other on, like we support each other. And I'm so proud, like watching the other girls do their thing. I get like secondhand nerves when I'm watching them perform. Like, oh my gosh, yeah. So we're family, we're sisters, and you know that'll never change.
That's incredible. I was gonna say it's so interesting. At this stage in my life, I'm 32, and I have like half of my friends are like married on their second kid, or like half of us are in big cities chasing their careers.
I feel you, girl.
That's what I was say. I feel like it's interesting because again, like you and Little Mix, you all have all spent so much time together, and then everyone's growing and evolving as a part of life. What has that been like for you to be so intimately connected, personally and professionally, with these girls for so long and see the way the lives are evolving.
Yeah, it's mad. You know, literally our whole adult lives were in that band. So, you know, I got put in the band when I was 18. We were together for like 11 years. So, you know,
really
like
growing up together.
Yeah, we literally grew up together as women. We saw each other more than our friends and our family. So we were joined at the hip. And then to see them, like, get engaged or get married and have children. I'm like the cool auntie watching from afar, like, good for you! You know, when we did our last tour and they had, like, a creche and a nanny, like, on the road with them, I was like, wow, girls. Could never be me. We'll see. I don't know. You never know what the future holds.
You never know, exactly.
But when I watch them, I'm like, they're literally super women to be doing that. I think any mother that, like, has to balance their career with being a mother is just so inspiring to me. And I watch those girls, like I say, on tour, I was like, oh my gosh, that's a new level of
and when you see it up close and personal like that, like when you like can see what it takes to do that, like because before I didn't fully understand, but then now I'm like, oh wow,
I get it now. I understand, and to see them thriving in their solo careers too and doing that at the same time, I'm like, why shouldn't you be a superstar and a mom at the same time? You know, and I think times have changed as well. Like when I look at the music industry, like 10 years ago to now, so many of the main pop girlies that are like flourishing are like in their 30s or they've got families, and I think it's really incredible to see that shift of like, you just do well if you're talented, you know, like Victoria Monet, Halsey, you know, absolutely smashing it, and it's really inspiring to see.
What's your hope for like the next 10 years for the future of like women in music specifically? Is that such a hard question?
It is. It's like, let me solve everything with this answer. No, but
I just like you were saying, it's like I'm so inspired, especially like all the music that's coming out right now and like the summer that we're having. I'm so inspired by women specifically in the music industry.
I think there's like a surge at the minute, of like the pop girlies dominating, and I think it's great. We've got Chapel Roan, Sabrina, you know, Victoria Monet, Charlie, like the girlies. They're doing it.
They're doing it.
They're repping for all of us, and I think it's incredible to see. I think from what I've witnessed and what I've experienced at the beginning of my career to now, like we are slowly getting there in terms of, you know, just, I guess like misogyny, like in the industry and everything that comes with being a woman in pop. There's still a long way to go. But I think just the sheer fact that there's so many female artists right now that are smashing it tells us what we need to know about how integral they are in the pop industry.
Yeah, and how much the audience wants that.
Absolutely.
Like how much we all want and need that as well.
Absolutely. And women have to do more, I think, in general, like, especially as a pop star, you know, people want to see your looks, they want to see you dance. It's never just enough to, like, stand on a stage, which it can be for some artists, but I think just as a general note, women have to do more to prove why they deserve to, like, still be there.
How did you approach this next era? Like, did you feel, you know, pressure to really, like, change some things or do something, or were you just like, let me just relax into this? Oh, because I wanted to ask you, because it's just Jade. We're just going right into it. I love it.
Yeah, no, I think that was important for me. Yeah. It was more like to just send a message to myself of, like, you can just be Jade now and not have to tag from Little Mix on the end. Because I'd spent years saying that, hi, I'm Jade from Little Mix, so just putting Jade was really important to me. And just like from a practical note, Thirlwall is quite a mouthful and people never spell it right, and it's just a whole thing.
Really?
So I was like, whatever, we could lose that. People will still obviously know me as that, but I think just having Jade felt really important.
And with the single artwork too, like the Jade
at the top.
Oh, it worked. It's so good.
Yeah.
My last question I wanted to ask you is, again, going back, the Little Mix was always known for your iconic performances, like especially at the Brits, these other huge shows, these amazing compilations. When you think about your own like solo work, have you thought about how you want to translate your music to the stage?
Yeah, I think I just love the drama. I love everything. I'm a kitchen sink girl. Like, I want that thrown in. I want the lot. Like, give me everything, you know, and that's what we did as a band, and I don't think that will stop as a solo artist. I'm a huge pop fan, and when I look at my favourite pop artist, it is the ones that, give me it all. Why not?
We're here for all of it. Okay, last thing, Jade, before we let you go, is obviously iHeart. We love connecting artists to the fans. So I want to just give you a moment. If there's anything that you want to say to all the fans who will be watching this, who are streaming this single, who are excited to have you back into the project.
Okay.
You have the floor. Take it away.
Hi. I just want to say thank you so, so much for your patience. I know you've been waiting, and I promise I'll make it worth the wait. I'm so grateful for your support. I promise I won't say soon anymore. I love you so, so much, and let's get into it. The Jade era has begun. Mwah.
Let's do it. Yell Jade one more time in our iHeartRadio studio. Thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here, and don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here.